Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars, and I hold loads of votes on my Instagram, so you guys can vote on who I react to. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can book a singing lesson from me. And last but not least, head over to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can get some more exclusive content, early access to my podcast, and you can also find out a little bit more about my scholarship fund. But this one was asked for loads after I did Aurora and Wardruna reaction, and I just love this kind of Viking style, and this guy he was awesome in that video. I think we're going to hear a little bit more of his voice and not mixed in with the harmonies and stuff, so I'm excited. So interesting. So he's barely opening his mouth, which gives you this kind of closed feel, as if he's just singing to himself. It's not meant to be out there for the world. I mean, it is, but it feels very internal because of this closed mouth. And then he has to open to reach these high notes. His resonance is like... And interestingly, using quite a lot of vibrato, which I didn't expect he would. I love the way he's falling off the notes at the bottom. And this phrasing, it's like, the dynamics. Just pushes into these notes and then holds them. Still very close though here. It's so cool with the orchestra. This is so cool! Oh my god, I feel like I'm going to war. Now he's singing out and opening his mouth. With distortion. The brass is fantastic. God, that was fantastic, and I can't wait to hear this cello solo. But the way it was so internal, and he had these scoops and slides, and he fell off the note. It sounded like something terribly sad had happened, and amazing breath control on these long resonant notes where he didn't waver at all. It was just consistent on a consistent breath of air. And although long notes are very impressive to hear, actually you need this consistent breath throughout whatever you're singing. If you kind of stop, then you get this wobbly, stilted sort of feeling. But then when he really opened his mouth, opened everything up, made it a bit more free, added that distortion, and the arrangement is fantastic. It was like a war cry. Here comes Thor! And Marvel, not the Norse god. Or the Norse god, I don't know. Oh, I love these sounds. They're so visceral. It's like animalistic. And you can see he's nice and relaxed in his jaw for these, which is different than earlier. So, instead of earlier where he had that lovely vibrato, here he has none, and that makes it seem like a call to action when you're just like, ah! And he has these little kind of folky scoops, ah! And then slides off the end. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh! It's more of a shout than singing in some ways, but I mean, singing is just an extension of our vocalizations that we use on a daily basis or in war. I love that. Do you hear how that vibrato adds that sadness? It gives that feeling of crying. So it's like straight, there's the war, and then he slid down and vibbed, and it was like, and then it fell off the end of the note. I mean, this is all intentional and so emotional. The choir does add something as well. Again, well, how he's closing and opening the mouth, it's just what we do when we cry or when we sob, and he's putting it in song form. Oh, and it's echoed on the cello. It's not meant to sound beautiful or easy, it's meant to sound like, whew. It's getting me a bit teary, I have to admit. You can feel it, like he's just come out of a trance, like watch him. Wow. That was amazing. You could see how he kind of came out of this trance of where he'd been so involved in the vocalizations, in the story, in the emotions. And then he was like, I'm here in front of this audience. That is the sign of someone who is embodying the sound. And I think that's something, whatever genre you're in, it's something that you want to be able to do, embody that emotion, embody the story, and it got me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.